the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at CheWelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at CheWelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Good morning, everybody. This is your KCHW Morning Show. It is Friday, April 11th. We are here with myself, Chuck Ritchie. We have Paula Randall. The large head on your screen, if you're watching online, is Craig McQuain joining us from home. And we have a special guest today joining us with the studio.
Yes.
Paula, your very own bandmate, Cerrigan.
Yes.
Joining us here for... Tell us why she's here.
Because my band is performing a reunion event this Saturday here at KCHW 102.7 Northern Lights Radio, and I'm so excited.
You know,
I've been hopping around all day going, she's here, she's here, she's here, she's here, she's here, she's here, she's here.
You know, I was thinking about it last night, and I started getting a little worried.
Why?
Like, what if we do this show tomorrow night, and you're like, man, we got to get the band back together and tour.
Right?
And then we lose you back to your band, and you start
No.
touring around the world.
See the reaction? She's back there cracking up. I don't think that's going to happen. But that would be fun. But I don't think we had a lot of fun going up and down the Pacific Northwest coast, but we never wanted to tour. We all had things going on. Michael's got 2 other bands. Kerrigan's got a wonderful solo a career going on there doing open mics and things like that and featured shows. So it's okay. It's a reunion. It's okay.
I'll bet you if a pub owner from Scotland is here tomorrow night and sees you guys and says, "Hey, I'll pay you guys to come
you have
play."
no idea. Yes, that has been a dream, is to be able to go to the pubs and go over to Ireland or Scotland with the Bards. I mean, just that would be epic.
Does that classify as a world tour?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think so.
That would be awesome.
I would call it. If I did that and my band went and played like one song in another country, run a world tour.
Exactly.
Yep. I'd be happy if I just had a band. I don't know.
See? But you have to sing in public, Chuck.
I know. I don't do
That
that.
would be like a little prerequisite, is that you actually sing in public.
Right. My problem is I sing great when nobody's listening, and then people are listening, and I forget how to do it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. What was that, Craig?
Oh, I've just been touring around Chewelah.
Right?
Yes, you have.
Yeah, all over the place.
Which, as we all know, is the center of the world.
It is the center
Right
of the
here at
world. The
Chewelah.
cool world, yes. Yes.
All right, so let's go ahead and so we can get to this Friday night spotlight before we get to the second half of the show. Let's go ahead and get through our day here. We have the weather and mountain condition report. This, of course, brought to you by 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort. We're looking at a high today of, oh, look at that. He's got his hat on.
62. Oh, look
That's
at
a
that.
nice hat. Is that 3D or is that embroidered on, or is it just a really clever patch?
Yeah, it's embroidered on.
Oh, nice.
Is that a 49
Nice.
degrees hat?
It is.
It is.
Nice. Oh, that's a nice hat.
Merchandising.
Right?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So
Support my colors.
Nice. We're looking at a high today of 62 degrees, sunny skies all day. It's going to be a nice one today. 37 degrees overnight with a few passing clouds, but not too bad. 55 and 31 tomorrow for our temperatures with partly cloudy sky. 24% chance of rain. Then on Sunday, getting warm again, 60 degrees for our high with sunny skies again. 35 overnight. Then on Monday, 66 for the high, 41 for our nighttime low with partly cloudy skies. Then Tuesday, 70 degrees for the high, 2% chance of rain, 43 overnight. Wednesday, I'm trying not to look too far ahead of the temperatures as I'm reading because, man, it's like, woo. 68 and 40 on Wednesday of next week. Thursday of next week, 71 for the high, 43 overnight with mostly sunny skies. I was looking at Friday of next week. I kind of got distracted.
Yeah, 74.
74 degrees for our
Gonna be a
high.
beautiful day. 2% chance of rain.
Yeah,
45
45.
low. So it looks like the last day of freezing that we have in the foreseeable future is actually Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
so I wouldn't maybe not quite get your plants in the ground yet, but I think we're getting pretty close. Do you know about the average date?
Everybody's telling me after Memorial Day, and I think that's too late.
That seems really late because
Really late.
Memorial Day isn't. When is Memorial Day? Isn't
May.
that? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I have neighbors down on my street, and they have their plants on their front porch. So
Yeah.
I think they must bring them in at night if it gets too cold, and then they put them back out. And then
Yeah.
the lady with the lovely house, she puts the tarp over her plants.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah,
I have an empty metal rolling set of shelves that I was thinking about putting plant starts on and wheeling them in and out, but
yes.
the problem is I don't have anywhere inside the house to put the big cart. That's why it's already out on the
details.
deck.
Yeah. Okay. We have to work on that. Maybe make it like
Right.
an impromptu greenhouse.
Right?
All right. So what's
All right.
going up on the mountain?
Up on the mountain, we have a snow depth of 54 inches at the base. 44 degrees up there with 0 to 11 mile an hour winds. Good visibility and sunny, beautiful skies right now. 187 inches up at the summit. That is a lot of snow.
It's a lot of snow.
34 degrees currently with 3 to 14 mile an hour winds. So a little breezy with good visibility and sunny skies. You should make your own breezes, though, going down the mountain, right? Yeah. Surface conditions are listed as groomed with spring snow. 90 trails are open. 27 have been groomed. They are open all week this week for spring break. Let's see, they're planning on being open till the end of the first week of May.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be open
Which is awesome.
which is awesome and coming up really,
Right?
really fast. It's crazy. So yeah, for more information about those mountain conditions, events happening at 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort, or to find out how to get your lift tickets for next season, you can visit ski49n.com.
Nice.
So there we go. And I know we don't have any lunch menus today because
Spring break.
the kids are out. It's their last day of spring break today.
Yeah.
Well, technically, I guess it's the weekend, but it's their last
Like
day they're not
weekday.
in school. Yeah.
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 Yeah. It'll be fun. They even took 2 days off at the dojo. So
Oh,
they
did
had
they?
they had spring camp, they had a skills camp, and it ended on Wednesday so that the instructors would have Thursday and Friday and actually have it officially off.
Nice. Have a 4-day weekend.
Yeah, yeah. So very, very cool.
That is cool.
Are there any birthdays, Chuck?
Are there birthdays? Let's look at the calendar today.
Exciting.
Right. Super exciting. So today we have with birthdays Greg Rutherford, Dawn Buick. That name comes up a lot. I don't know if it's Buck or it's Beuck. Buick. I'm assuming.
Rebuke.
And then Rhea Smith, all with birthdays today.
Nice.
So, and since it's Friday, let's go ahead and move on and do the whole weekend.
Okay.
Saturday, we have Caitlin McKenna, Jessica Setti, and Joey Culverwell, and Kayla Howder, all with birthdays. Then on Sunday, we have Tanika Smith and Michaela Thomason, all with birthdays. Got a whole bunch of them.
Whole bunch of them. Okay, ready?
All right, take it away.
It's going to be weird, Craig, because you're
Come
not
on,
sitting
Craig.
next to me. All right. Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday,
Happy
happy
day.
happy,
Happy birthday. Yay.
birthday,
Yay.
All right, see?
Yay. Oh, delay. Sorry.
Does that count
Right
as
to
singing in
delay.
public?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful.
Everybody heard you.
Beautiful. Outstanding. I didn't have my good voice on.
It's okay.
I didn't have my opera voice on.
We'll work on that. We'll work on that. Awesome.
All
Well, we
right,
have
so-
a busy weekend ahead of us.
Take us into events, Paula.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, today, of course, you have the chamber meeting over at the Mistaqua Casino. That's going on until 8 a.m. You have, if you go now, you can get the last half hour.
Yeah.
Maybe enjoy some
Yeah.
wonderful treats over there at Mistaqua. Say hi. Laura is doing the presentation today about the calendar.
The community calendar. And I want to take a
Yes.
minute to talk about that since we are reading from the community calendar right
Yes.
now. A new calendar has been launched. For years, everybody's been talking about how badly we need one calendar that everybody can go to, that everybody posts the same information on. We now have that. It is officially launching. I believe today with that meeting is the official launch. It's been up and running for a while. We've been using it.
Yeah.
But it's officially a go. It's on. The marketing materials have been printed. We're going to get the word out and try to get everybody using this calendar. The Chamber of Commerce now is officially redirecting you over to this calendar instead of putting you on their calendar. That is Chewelah.events, and that is the official Chewelah community calendar.
Officially.
So far, we have a whole bunch of organizations signed on. We have, of course, the Chewelah Creative District and the Chewelah Chamber of Commerce, the two founding members of this this calendar here. We also have the radio station signed on, the Chewelah Independent, and they're also going to be publishing information from this.
Printing it out,
Yeah,
straight
printing
from
it
the
out.
calendar.
Yep,
Yeah.
straight from the calendar. So we've got the Chewelah Center for the Arts, the Lions Club, the Arts Guild. I know some have signed on, but haven't been added just recently. They're not.
Yeah.
Their logos haven't been added yet. We have 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort.
Yay.
They're actually one of the sponsors of the calendar, so thank you so much for that.
Nice.
49 Degrees North. I was talking with someone from the Kiwanis. They're going to be joining. We're going to try to get everybody.
Nice.
So far, it's kind of snowballing into this really nice thing where everybody's using it. Anybody can sign on and enter your event. It will get approved by an admin. If your organization signs on, then somebody from your organization will be assigned as an admin that will be able to make posts without needing approval or be able to approve those other posts.
Gotcha.
So there's going to be a number of moderators from a bunch of different organizations,
Yeah.
people keeping an eye on it, and open to the public so the public can post their event. And
this isn't things like birthday parties or garage sales. We're going to have a separate part of the calendar for garage sales and car washes and fundraisers, things like that. But for events that are for the community, meetings, shows, performances, those will all go up on the calendar.
Yeah.
So very, very
Great.
excited.
And if you like it, up in the upper right-hand corner, if you're excited about it and happy to see this happening, it does take money to run this thing. We have people working on it. We have software expenses. There's a bunch of technology that goes into this to make it function properly. You can donate. You can sign up, and if your organization wants to sponsor it with some financial monies, I guess.
All donations accepted.
Yeah. So you can become a sponsor. You can just go on and donate money to the calendar to help keep it up and running. To become one of those partner organizations, it doesn't cost anything.
Nope.
You just have to say yes, assign a person, and post your events to the calendar, and boom, you're a member. So.
Yep. Well, you have to fill out the form, but it's an easy form.
Yeah. It just takes a minute. All right, so let's move along. Enough about that. Let's get on with our calendar, brought to you by Chewelah.events.
Right.
There we go.
And of course, we have our pickleball, hard pickleball on Fridays. Mondays and Fridays is hard pickleball. And that's going on from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. over at the Chewelah Court Center. It looks like with this nice weather, though, they might be moving outside soon.
I think as of today, I would be like, hey, can we move this outside? Because today is gorgeous. Today'd be a perfect day for
Beautiful.
pickleballing out there.
Yeah. And then we have, of course, karaoke going on over at Fired Up Pizza. And Craig, I haven't fixed the time here yet. What time is it?
So that goes from 6 to 9.
Awesome. So not 12 to 8, 6 to 9.
Yeah,
Awesome.
12 to 8. That's interesting.
I know. See.
All day long.
Excuse me. And
a lot
then,
of
of
singing
course,
to have.
right?
Yeah, that's a long time to sing.
Right,
And
that's a whole
I don't,
day.
I don't see that karaoke on the calendar.
I'm looking at the events calendar.
Oh.
Where are you looking?
Oh, I don't know. I don't see it there. Weird.
Oh, I don't know. You're looking somewhere else.
Wacky, wild stuff.
Well, Saturday is going to be a crazy busy day, of course. We
really
have the
is.
Chewelah City Cleanup from 8 a.m. to 12. They're still looking for volunteers.
Mhm.
If you'd like to volunteer for the event, you can go and stand with the other volunteers over in the parking lot at Napa. And they'd love to have your help.
At 8 a.m. on a Saturday.
At 8 a.m. on a Saturday. You know what? I am so proud of this community, though. People have been coming out and volunteering to clean up the
Oh, yeah.
sidewalks. They've been getting the plants out of the cracks between the buildings and the sidewalks. I didn't want to say sidewalks again, but I guess that's the only way to say that, right?
Yeah.
Cleaning everything up, scrubbing the sidewalks, and it just is such wonderful civic pride in our little
Yeah.
town. So I love that.
Even my teenager this year was like, hey, I want to go help.
See?
Wait,
Yeah.
But that one, it was the free barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
There is-
Well, 'cause
there
they're
is-
doing that.
Yeah, there is a free barbecue after the event.
Yeah, for the volunteers.
Yeah.
So for today, for the city cleanup, you can bring appliances, tires, scrap metal, mattresses, car batteries, latex paint, and furniture. Make sure that everything is separated, so don't just bring a pile of stuff. There are, on the city website, there are specific bins where you will go and you will drop everything off into the specific bins. And there'll be somebody to direct you there to let you know where everything should go. They are not accepting household garbage, liquids, glass, plastics, electronics, solvents, or motor oil at this time. So make sure you take a look at that and join in on cleaning up our town.
But I will say there is a place for motor oil behind Napa.
Yes, there is.
So if you're
Yeah.
ever curious, if you do have that motor oil and you're trying to get rid of it, don't bring it to the cleanup place. But there is the place behind Napa, and that's always
Always
available.
there.
Yeah.
That's always there.
And Chuila Auto Parts as well. Also has
Really?
a place.
Oh, do they have one too?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Nice. All right, we have the Secret Garden Gala and auction going on from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m.
What's happening there?
I know, that's so cool. That is going to be an amazing event. Secret Garden Gala and Auction by the Colville Valley Animal Sanctuary. That's going to be going on at the Colville AG Center at 317 West Astor. And they're going to have wonderful live music by a certain attractive bearded fellow that we know, as well as lots of vendors and great things. So go and support the Colville Valley Animal Sanctuary. They do wonderful things
They
for
do.
the community, and this is a great event to support them. Saturday is also the pub crawl, the
Yes,
poker
it
and pub
is.
crawl, supporting the it's
Lions
the,
Club.
Lions Club. There
Yep.
we go. It's going on from 5 to 8. Tickets are $10, and the places that are participating this year in the pub crawl: Sportsman Bar and Grill, Quartzsite Brew Pub, Fired Up Pizza, Andy's Sandwich and Sports, American Legion Hall, the Oasis Tavern, and the General Store. So you can go.
The 8251 barbecue. The new barbecue place. So yeah.
I think you can actually crawl from all those places because it's really not that far. They're all so closely knit together.
I would
You really
actually
can.
pay money to watch you crawl to these places. I mean, we might have to interrupt traffic on 395 so that you could crawl across the highway to get to Quartzsite. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
A new fundraiser for KCHW.
How long will
Watch
it take,
Craig
Craig?
crawl.
The Craig crawl.
You're welcome, Craig. I do have some knee pads you can borrow.
Oh, my
Right,
goodness.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness. And then, of course, the most important event, the most awesome event happening is right here at KCHW, Northern Lights Radio. My band, the Bards of the Coed, are performing for free here at 6 p.m. Chuck said, when are you guys going to finish? And I said, I don't know. We're going to just take over the whole station. We're going to play. We haven't been together in so long. We're never going to shut up. You'll be like, get out. And, we're going to be like, no.
The Bards of the Coed concert from 6 a.m. to 2 a.m.
There you
live on
go.
KCHW
Live
Radio.
on KCHW. It'll be the longest stream you've ever done. But we
Well, I
are going to
noticed
be
that you
here
got-
starting at 6 p.m. and the doors will open, at 5:30?
Yeah, yep.
Awesome. So come on down. It's going to be a lot of fun. There are 4 different composers. We're doing a lot of original music. It's going to be awesome. And Cerrigan is going to be over here in just a second to sing with us
Yes.
some of her
Yay.
music. And we were practicing last night, but I don't have any voice this morning. So we'll see how good we sound on the radio.
Well, let's hope.
Right?
You're going to be great. You're gonna
I'll
be
be
great. I
It'll
know
be
you are.
awesome. I might have to just say, go Cerrigan. You do it. You got it. She's
I
like,
know
"Oh."
the concessions are all stocked up for the festivities. So
Ooh, are they?
Well, they're still stocked up from.
Oh, from the last time?
yeah.
I was like, there's
Yeah.
new stuff. I was like, oh, I need to go over there and raid the concessions.
I do know something happened to all the peanut M&Ms. I'm not sure where they went.
Huh.
So, yeah.
sorry about that.
I think it might have been me.
Oh,
Yeah.
too funny.
Actually, there was one thing of peanut M&Ms left, and I went to grab it yesterday, and it was gone.
It was gone. Craig is the
Oh,
culprit. Dun, dun, dun.
I bet it was Craig's dad.
Right?
Yeah, he
Too
likes his
fun.
M&Ms too.
Ooh, who doesn't?
I'm always stealing the Snickers. I have to admit it. I love them. All right. So on Sunday, of course, we have the All Ages Blue Jam going on from 4 to 7 p.m. at Fired Up Pizza. On Monday, of course, we have pickleball going on. This is the hard pickleball going on from 9 a.m. to 11. We have the Brick Builders Club over at the library, and that's going to go from 3:30 to 5 p.m. Lots of fun. Join the library at 3:30 at the second Monday of each month for building challenges, creations, and community.
Very nice.
We have story time at the library on Wednesday.
Mhm.
We have, going through here, we have so much going on Wednesday. Is this Wednesday? Yep, Wednesday. The 16th, we have soft pickleball. If you're interested in learning how to play pickleball, that's when you're going to want to go, is on Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 11:30. And they'll get you all set up over there. There is bingo night over at Fired Up Pizza, and I hear it has quite the following. So go early and grab your spot from 6 to 8 p.m. over at Fired Up. We also have the City Council meeting. So bring your popcorn. Go check out the City Council meeting, 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. And that is over at the City Hall. I'm pointing to it. Can you all see? It's right there.
It's right there. Just go there.
Right? Regular meetings are held on the first and third Wednesdays of every month at 6:30 p.m. in the council chambers at 301 East Clay. And then Wednesday is also Pecha Kucha night.
Yes.
So wonderful evening to go. I went last year. Chuck, you were presenting last year.
I did, yeah. Yeah, last fall.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It's a wonderful evening.
It was weirdly fun getting ready for it. Coming
The
up with
night before,
yeah. But no, I did well, you see, you have to get your submissions in with enough time. But then the problem is from the time you get your submission in, did I look back at it again before the actual night? Sure.
Well, it was wonderful. It was a wonderful evening. So Pecha Kucha is a national celebration of creativity. Each presentation consists of 20 projected images shown at 20-second intervals with commentary by the presenters. Audience members describe it as fascinating, inspiring, interesting, fun, informative, and awesome. And I happen to know that awesome comment had to be from me, because who else in town uses that phrase but me?
I do.
Okay.
I also say cool beans, and I get looked at every time I say cool beans. Apparently, that's not a thing people say anymore.
I say cool beans.
Cool beans,
awesome.
Daddy-O.
Right?
Right?
All right. Let's see what else is happening here. We have the food bank is open on Thursdays, so make sure to go check that out. It's open from 10 to 2 p.m. Don't be hungry. There's no reason to. Go to the food bank. They'll get you set up. Also, they're accepting donations always. So if you have some extra money or you have some non-perishable food that has not expired, go ahead and donate it to the food bank. Dog food and cat food is accepted. Diapers, all kinds of things. So go and support your community and donate to the food bank. We also have the Senior Citizens Potluck and Games going on Thursday the 17th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., and that's over in Valley. The senior citizens from Chewelah Valley and Springdale are invited to join them on the first and third Thursday of each month for games and potluck from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's at the Valley Fire Department building.
In Valley.
In Valley. Dun, dun, dun. And then Thursday night is also Craig Meyer Karaoke. And that's over at the Oasis Tavern from 8:30 to 11:30 p.m.
Did you have a theme this time? I know sometimes you have theme nights there.
Yeah, what's the theme?
So there's no theme this week, but next week we're going to do Flower Power karaoke.
Fun.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'll be on the 19th. Yeah, and so, Earth Day lands on Sunday. So at midnight, it's going to be April 20th.
Nice.
So.
And then, of course, the Creative District has the Creative Visioning and Summit, our annual meeting. We're looking for 3 new board members. So if you're interested in being a part of the amazing Creative District here in Chewelah, go ahead and come on out and come to the meeting. It's from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have a lot of fun activities planned. We're going to show everybody what we've been doing. That's over at the Huff Building. And we hope you'll consider joining us.
Yeah.
It's going to have light refreshments. There will be some snacks. There will be things for you to do and build and play and participate in the next year of what the Creative District is doing.
And we have 3 openings, but we need at least 1 more board member.
Yes.
Because, we need that tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be important. Because right now we have to flip Chuck, and boy, that's hard to do.
I've put on some weight, so it's difficult.
We have to go heads or tails, and dang.
And they just,
Telling ya.
Last time you guys dropped me right on the corner of the desk, too. I still have a bruise. Yeah.
Excuse me.
All right, so let's just go ahead and pick, because we got to get into the Northern Light Spotlight. Let's pick a couple of highlights.
Right.
From,
from
future.
Right. Highlights. We have Cheweah's Got Talent auditions coming up.
Yes.
And the Chewelah Got Talent, we have things. There's a link on the KCHW radio website where you can go and you can fill out the application. We have applications on the door here at KCHW where you can fill those out and return them to us. You can use your phone and take a picture of the QR code and be taken to the link. But definitely come out and check out the Cheweah's Got Talent.
Yeah, and if you are a member or sponsor, you just got an email yesterday, or was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? It was someday.
I don't know.
But you got an email. Go ahead and check that email. Inside there are links to those pages. There's also download forms. If you want to download those forms directly, print them out and get them back to us, you can. If you need an actual paper form and you want to get one, we have a plastic folder on the front door. You can grab your form to sign up. And then you can either slip it back in that plastic folder or put it in the black mailbox next to the front door.
And we'll get you sorted.
Yeah.
The audition dates are May 3rd and 10th. You don't have to be there for both. Just be at one of them on May 3rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. or May 10th. And then the actual day is on May 24th.
And then be yourself.
And be yourself. And we are still looking
Be
for
yourself.
sponsors. Last year we had a lot of great sponsors and had a nice prize package for the winners. So it'd be great to up that this year.
So I know Chuck and I have actually reached
Okay.
out to a potential comedian,
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
bandmate of mine, Dylan, and he seemed a little apprehensive at first, but
Yeah.
I think we talked him into it.
Oh,
and
I'm
then,
excited.
I had a whole handful of applications, and I've given them all out, so I'm gonna have to get some more.
Awesome.
Yeah. Follow up
Yeah.
on those people. Say, hey, have you filled out that application yet?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And also one of those links too is links to the tickets and to become a sponsor of the show. We have multiple sponsorship levels. We're looking for local businesses, even individuals can sponsor your organizations. We have 3 different sponsorship levels on there. We have the $500 level. That is the spotlight sponsorship level. And a nod to the Northern Light Spotlight on Fridays. Which is $500, and with that you get top billing. You get your logo equal with the Chewila Center for the Arts and the KCHW on the top of the poster.
Yeah.
You're going to be in the program. You're going to be highlighted in our on-air ads and the newspaper ads for up to 3 weeks before the event, and or for 3 weeks before the event. And that also comes with a table
I was
for
just
6
gonna
at the
say,
event.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
That gives you a reserve table for you and your friends to come see the show, or you can get that table if you don't want to come to the show. I don't know why you wouldn't, but
We've got a lot of amazing
you have
people
6
here.
seats to do what
Yeah.
you want with, and there'll be a great show. So that's $500, and the majority of that does go to prize money. Those lower level sponsorships, the $200 is the event sponsorship. That's our standard sponsorship. 100% of those $200 sponsorships go towards the prize funds.
Nice.
And then there's a community level sponsorship, which is $50, which if you if you just want to help out and show your support and give a little bit of help towards that prize fund, that money as well goes right into the prize fund. So
Right? And then
Yeah.
if you donate and then you win, then you get it all back.
yeah, exactly.
How cool would that be?
Exactly. So, and
Very
it is
cool.
free to enter. You don't have to pay anything to enter the competition. We hope to have lots of great auditions. Again, those auditions are
May
the
3rd
3rd and the 10th. And if you go online, there is it'll send you a link to sign up to pick a time.
Yeah.
We have 20-minute blocks to perform, so we know exactly how many people are coming and when they're going to come, and we can organize everything here on our end. So
Awesome. And we want to see all kinds of talent. So if you
Definitely.
juggle chainsaws, we want to see you. If you're an illusionist, we want to see you. If you're a comedian, we want to see you.
yes,
There was a wonderful clogger who won last year. She was
Yeah.
amazing.
yeah.
So if you're a dancer of any type, if you're an acrobat, if you're a singer, if you're what else? What weird things can we come up with? Juggling poodles. Chuck says we can't juggle poodles, but I still think
Well, last year we had a fire spinner, although he couldn't do fire in the theater.
Right, in
so
the
he
theater,
used,
yeah.
he used LED spinners, but
yeah, Keegan. He's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And really quick, Will says good morning, and yes, Will, Craig did figure out the Zoom.
It's weird, Will. He's not sitting next to me. I don't know if I like this.
Will congratulates you, Craig. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm technologied.
Good morning, Daniel, and good morning, Lily. Lily Moon says good morning, all, and Craig.
Nice.
I like that. Good morning, everybody, and Craig.
He's special.
That's
He
funny.
gets special billing.
Wow.
Oh, how fun. Okay.
So are we ready to move on to the Northern Light Spotlight now?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, we got to get. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
Craig. We
No,
keep doing this.
no, it's okay. I'm just being patient. You know
You have
me.
5
So-
minutes. See, you're not here. You can't poke me. Usually you're like, Paula, shut up.
We got to move on.
Poke, poke,
Okay.
poke.
So yeah, there's a little bit of a lag, so I apologize about that. But yeah, the Northern Light Spotlight is a group on Facebook that we created to help promoters and people that have events around the area that might not be on our community calendar to actually get onto the radio on our Friday morning show. And so what I do is I put up a weekly post on that group, which is the Northern Light Spotlight on Facebook, and then from there, I go through all those different posts that we get. And so, first of all, I wanted to mention that Ron Green last night played at the Steam Plant. I was hoping to advertise some of his upcoming shows, but it was actually last night that I noticed that after I put it up. But I went ahead and left it up there. It's good to talk about Ron Green. He's one of the first musicians that have been a guest in the radio station, so it's nice to keep tabs on him.
And then of course, heck of a nice guy and a phenomenal musician.
Yeah.
And then I definitely wanted to plug the show on Saturday, which we heard about. Paula's band's going to be playing, starting at 6 p.m. free down at the Northern Lights Theater, which is, I need to figure out how to turn that off. I don't know how that. Every time somebody comments on our, I think I know how to do that. But so if you are looking for something to do on Saturday night, there's going to be a great free show, Bards of the Coad, down at the Northern Lights Theater. Danny Bacon and Clarence Gallagher are teaming up to play a show at Meadowing Falls also, and that starts at 6 p.m. So if you're over the mountains on that side in the Ponderay County, there's a great show to go check out there. I don't see if there's I don't know exactly what the door charge is on that one, but looks like a really fun, and that's out of their normal. They're usually up in Curlew, so they're quite a ways away from home. Next, of course, we got the second and fourth Wednesday acoustic jam, which we had last Wednesday. It was a great turnout. Didn't have Will Lee and Rob Lee there, but we were able to still get through some tunes. We had some new faces that showed up, and some people that don't normally lead songs got to lead some. So that was really a fun time.
Nice.
Yeah. Jacob Van No music.
I was going to say, Lily says that she's considering doing the talent show. She also spins fire.
Oh, very cool.
So that's cool.
Yeah, sign up, Lily.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead, while Craig's talking, I'm going to go ahead and get that information in the comment section.
Awesome.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Craig.
Go ahead.
Oh, I would, but I'm trying to get rid of those notifications that are coming through on my computer. I don't know where to go in the settings. I looked and I could not find a place where I could mute them because I didn't want to mute my microphone or my headphones.
Oh,
and that's
yeah.
what it's giving me the option to do. So, but it's good that people are, messaging on that. I'm just now I've of course lost my tab because I was looking for. Let's see here. Well, now it wants to let me comment. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, it's a little tricky to go through this. Oh, Will Lee and I are teaming up as brother's son, which is basically two stones, one bird without Rob. And so it's just a duo with Jacob Van Noem. We're going to be playing at Hunter's Bar and Grill on April 26th. I'm excited about that show. I actually drove over there last night to talk to Jesse. That's Jada's brother. Jada's one of the artists that we had on our spotlight.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because Jesse's a big supporter of local music. He tries to have live music on the weekends there. So if you are out in the Hunters area and you're looking for something to do on a Friday and Saturday night, go say hi to Jesse and check out his bar. It's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I found this one. This one's a little bit further. It's in downtown Coeur d'Alene, but it's the Ronaldos are playing on. So I think that's tonight because that's the 11th.
The Ronaldos. I love that name for a band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're going to be
great.
live at Studio 107. That's 503 East Sherman Avenue in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. I played with the Ronaldos at Loon Lake Fest. They came down there. So they must be friends with the Riddlers. But Ron is one of the members, and he's actually an old friend of my parents. And I thought it was really interesting because my parents were there too, and they got to reconnect. And it was just interesting. Like, way back in the Springdale days, they used to play music together. So I thought that was neat.
Very cool.
Nice.
I am hosting a jam at Tricks on the 19th. I have Chase Champagne, Eli, which is his bass player from On Call Cowboys, and then Dylan Ashbaugh joining me as the core band. And I'm inviting a bunch of players to come out and have a jam session. And that's off of Highway 2 near Elk in Chattaroy.
Very cool.
And then I'm going to announce this again. The Burning Cow Barter Fair is looking for vendors. And that's going to be Memorial Day weekend, so the 23rd through 26th of May. And that is just south of Springdale on Tombstone Road. So the gates open on Friday at noon.
Nice.
So so they're looking for vendors to come. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a really fun barter fair. So
Cool. Okay.
yep, and then of course with those, there's a bunch of vendors, food vendors, live music, and all kinds of fun activities to have for for the whole family.
Nice.
And then, so our friends up at Colville Together are putting together the fourth Friday at the Crossroads. This month they have the Wheelin' Brothers on April 25th, and that's sponsored by the Vincent Fund. And also food and beverages are supplied by Fired Up Brewing. And
Nice.
that's a cool community concert that is free.
Very cool.
Yeah, so that pretty much concludes everything on the Northern Light Spotlight. If you're a promoter or a musician or an artist that would like to promote your show, get onto Facebook, follow our Northern Light Spotlight group, and then look for the weekly post and add your comment, and then we'll announce it on the air.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, so I've got the the information for Chihuahua's Got Talent signups in the comments. You know what I didn't put? I put in the wrong. I put in one of the other websites again for the tickets for the case. No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
I just didn't put the kchw.org, our website. It put in the ticket website at the end there for our website. You can also visit kchw.org. All that information is right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go ahead and type that up in there. Let's see. See, now I'm trying to type and talk at the same time.
That never goes well. Never goes well.
I'm trying to chew gum, talk, and walk all together at the same time. It's a little difficult while I'm sitting still. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and there's one more thing I wanted to mention. The Singer Series for Summerfest, I started reaching out to people to start filling up the ranks for that. I did want to ask Paula if she wanted a spot, because I know you like to sing.
Right, but I'll be at the wedding, my son's wedding.
Oh, okay.
I won't be in town.
So anyway,
thank you though.
Well, I wanted to make sure to extend an invite. I have at least 5 or 6 already lined up, and then I have to reach out to some of the people that sang last time. So
fun.
Yeah, and I guess my lows are just a bit too hot, and I need to bring out the mids. But I mean, I can't really do much because I'm just plugged into the USB in my computer. I didn't run through the mixer, so I have no way to EQ it as far as I know, unless I go into the settings on the computer.
You're being all techie now.
Well, you know what? As the postcard in front of me from a fan says that I keep in front of the monitor, try
You can do
harder.
better.
Try harder.
Hey, this is how we learn, right?
Right?
It's my motivation. I like to see it every day. Yeah. Well, you know what? With that, let's go ahead and is there anything else we need to get to before the break?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead. We're going to take a break. I'm going to get some more information up on the comments.
Okay.
I'm going to get direct links to the sign up forms. If you'd rather do that, you can click on the link, print it out, fill it out, and then you can either drop that by the front door, or in that plastic envelope, like I said, or you can scan it and send it back to stationmanager@kchw.org.
Or Chuck's favorite, chase him down the street. Chase him down the street, screaming at him wildly, and with a paper in your hand. And if he remembers to stop running from you, then you'll be able to give it to him that way.
Well, generally, I guess I can't say that. I said generally people come running at me with papers, I'll stop. But yeah, no, that's not always the case. It depends on the papers. If you're wearing a suit and holding a briefcase, running at me with papers,
oh, you're running.
That's when you run.
Yeah,
that's when you run. If you're looking like you're gonna sing to me, then I'll stop.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, everybody, we're gonna go take a quick break. Thank our sponsors, listen to some news, and get set up for our guest Cerrigan, who's going to be joining us.
Yay!
And here's some music.
Yes.
A little taste of what's to come tomorrow night at our free show.
Yes.
With the Bards of Coed.
Bards
right
of
here on
Coed,
KCHW 102.7, your Northern Lights Public Radio. We'll be right back, everybody.
listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW, Chewelah Valley, Deer Park.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, April the 11th, 2025. I'm Mike Clifford. The Supreme Court Thursday instructed the government to take steps to return a Salvadoran migrant it had wrongly deported to a notorious prison in El Salvador. That from the New York Times. They report in an unsigned order, the court endorsed a part of the trial judge's order that required the government to facilitate and effectuate the return of the migrant, Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia. In its ruling, the Supreme Court said the order properly requires the government to facilitate Abrego Garcia's release from custody in El Salvador and to ensure that his case is handled as it would have been had he not been improperly sent to El Salvador. Next, the House Judiciary Committee has advanced a bill that would give some people in Alabama's prisons, those serving life without parole for nonviolent crimes, the chance to ask a judge to reconsider their sentences.
Senate Bill 156 only applies to those who've served at least 25 years and whose crimes involve no physical injury. Senator Will Barfoot of Pike Road, who's carrying the bill in the Senate, says this isn't a blanket release. It simply opens the courtroom door for review.
There is an estimated 150 to 200 individuals that this may apply to. This is not what's been called a get-out-of-jail-free card. In fact, it is just gives that individual the ability to petition the court.
Supporters say the bill puts the focus on fairness, arguing some people have already served decades for crimes less serious than others who've been released. But not everyone sees it that way, especially when it comes to victims. Shantia Hudson reporting.
SB 156 awaits action by the full House. The bill was amended to give the Attorney General more oversight and to ensure victims and prosecutors have a voice in the process. And the Federal Emergency Management Agency has abruptly ended a key disaster preparedness program, sparking concerns as another active hurricane season looms for Florida.
The Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities program, known as BRIC, had distributed $5 billion nationwide in the last 5 years for projects ranging from floodplain restoration to storm-resistant infrastructure. Florida's Leon County Democratic Party Chair Ryan Ray calls the decision reckless in a state still recovering from recent hurricanes.
Hurricane Milton and Helene did billions of dollars of catastrophic damage to Florida, and the federal BRICS program administered through FEMA is exactly the kind of forward-thinking, infrastructural-oriented funding that we need to get our communities back on track after storms.
In announcing its end, FEMA called the program wasteful and politicized. Although it was created during the first Trump administration, BRICS cancellation comes as climate scientists predict increased storm activity this hurricane season. I'm Tremel Gomes.
This is Public News Service. The future of New York's advanced clean truck standards could be at risk as a bill in the legislature would postpone their implementation.
The standards prohibit heavy-duty vehicles like trucks and buses from idling more than 5 minutes at a time. Proponents of the standards say they're crucial to achieving goals in the state's climate law. At a news conference, Connor Bambrick with the New York City Environmental Justice Alliance said the protections help reduce the health impacts of vehicle exhaust.
Communities like those in the South Bronx that are suffering from the highest asthma rates in the nation. Rolling back the advanced clean truck rule will only perpetuate public health harms there and cause even further increased costs to New Yorkers.
While New York City residents face the highest air pollution risks, people in large urban areas are at high risk as well. The state bill that would postpone these standards comes amid federal rollbacks of environmental protections. A bill to repeal the advanced clean truck standards has been introduced in Congress, and the Environmental Protection Agency is rolling back numerous air quality regulations. I'm Edwin J. Vieira.
And Pennsylvania, among a growing number of states offering residents access to the Internal Revenue Service's free tax filing system, Direct File.
The online tool was created to save people both time and money by allowing them to file directly with the IRS while removing the need for costly tax prep services. Lucas DiBartolo of East Stroudsburg says using Direct File was easy and recommends it for people looking to take advantage of available tax credits.
And it could be, hundreds to thousands of dollars back in their pocket. And this software is really good at seeing what tax credits people qualify for.
It's estimated about 20% of eligible taxpayers don't claim the earned income tax credit. DiBartolo says using Direct File was quicker than other online tools he's used and appreciated his quick refund. I'm Catherine Carley.
By the way, direct file is not yet available for freelancers, gig workers, people with complicated investments, or those who work across multiple states. Finally, wildlife conservationists are working with landowners and concerned Texans to recover at-risk species.
Currently, more than 1,100 animals, from salamanders to mountain lions to birds, need protection. Graham Jones with the Texas Conservation Alliance says the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department is at the forefront of the work, and adds the agency created a comprehensive program to save the near-threatened Guadalupe bass.
Through stockings in different rivers and creeks, restoration projects in watersheds and rivers, and then the management of invasive plants and how that might affect, the rivers, and then also bringing in the public to help them.
The department is updating its wildlife action plan that helps manage and conserve various species to keep them off the threatened and endangered list. A survey is available on the department's website. I'm Frida Ross reporting.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Here is on radio stations big and small, your favorite podcast platform. Find our content and trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
For the Daily Yonder and Public News Service, this is the news from rural America. Democrats are still reckoning with their party's loss in last year's presidential election. Whether economic issues or overdependence on identity politics is more to blame, rural Democrats say the party needs to change. Anthony Flacavento, a farmer and co-founder of the Rural Urban Bridge Initiative, argues Democrats lost touch with rural voters decades ago.
Neither party had a whole lot of concrete solutions to change things, but the Republicans became the party that recognized, celebrated, and then stoked the anger of working people everywhere, and especially in rural.
He believes Democrats can help foster prosperous, vital rural communities, and some are making that pivot. Jacqueline Farr, the Democratic chair in Benton County, Missouri, says they're not waiting for national party direction.
We have decided to focus on groceries, gas, Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare.
A Daily Yonder analysis found rural voters alone did not win the election for President Trump. Instead, it was a rightward shift nationwide and sharp fall in urban voter turnout. The White House has ended a program to supply local food for schools. Anya Slepian looks at the impact in Maine.
The USDA is ending the pandemic-era Local Food for Schools program, helping states supply children's meals from local farms. Anna Corson with the nonprofit Full Plates, Full Potential says the program has been crucial, in part because the only decent meals some kids get are breakfast and lunch at school.
Those are also the healthiest meals that they have access to. So that's going to impact the nutrition quality of the meals that those kids are receiving.
But it's not just kids who will be affected. Maine is losing nearly $3 million that would have gone to local agriculture.
Schools are often the biggest restaurant in a community, especially in rural areas. So that's going to have a big impact on these small farms.
I'm Anya Slepian.
Just in time for spring planting, tariffs are sowing doubt and stress. Cindy Vanderpool and her husband run Pastures Aplenty Farm in western Minnesota. She says their markets are in upheaval.
Do we go and purchase more laying hens? Do we purchase broiler chickens to be processed? Those all are uncertainties right now.
Soybean farmers suffered under Trump's last trade war with China, and a weak ag economy already has many operations considering layoffs or closure. Gary Wordish with the Minnesota Farmers Union says with interest rates rising, it could be as bad as the crisis 40 years ago when millions of farms went bust.
That's what we're fearful of, that we could very easily be back into that 80s crisis timeframe.
For the Daily Yonder and Public News Service, I'm Roz Brown. For more rural stories, visit dailyyonder.com.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. We are back for the second half of the show. I'm Chuck. We have Paula Randall here with me. Craig McQueen is joining us on Zoom. And we have our Paula's good friend Cerrigan joining us
Yes.
in the studio here. One of the members, or I guess you call it one of the bards of the co-ed.
Yes.
Yeah, outstanding.
Exactly.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
and Karen joined she was one of the first. So Michael Brown would have been like the first, and then Cerrigan came a year later? I don't even think a year later.
Maybe a little bit less than a year.
Yeah, yeah. So she's been stuck with me practicing every week. Right? We lived together for a short time. And yeah, so, oh my gosh, super excited to have you here. Yay!
No, you just won't stop.
Yay! She's here, she's here, she's here, she's here.
We played a lot of music last night.
A lot of music. Yes, it was wonderful.
I can imagine you were probably really excited.
Oh
She
my
was
God,
crying.
so excited.
She had tears in her eyes at one of the songs.
I did. Well, it's
Aw.
just playing Cerrigan as a lyricist is one of the most brilliant lyricists I've ever met, and her spirit shines so brightly in her songs. And
Aw.
we were singing one of her songs, and I'm like, she's here, and my heart was wide open, and I'm like, wow.
Well, I'm going to share something you told me
Yeah.
yesterday or the other day about when your band, when you had to move and the band broke up. You said it. What'd you say? It took your oxygen away.
Yeah, I said it's like oxygen. I miss you guys so much. It's like I don't have oxygen.
I felt like somebody cut off an arm.
Yeah, it was
Aw.
awful.
No.
It was just awful.
I felt like I lost a limb.
Yeah.
12,
Aw.
13 years for every week, 3
Every
hours
week.
together. Well, besides, we were friends.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. I'm glad you guys are back together. I'm so excited about this show. I'm excited
Yes.
not just for the show, but for you to hang out with your friends and
Yes.
perform again. I've listened to your music. You've been wanting to perform, and we've been trying to find a place. Okay, let's get something for you to go.
Yeah.
And here it is.
I know. It's awesome.
Very, very excited.
It is awesome. I know. I'm super, super excited. And then Mike is arriving tomorrow, right? Tomorrow at 1.
Mhm.
So he'll be here. And then, oh my gosh, we'll be together. The only one we're going to be missing is Teresa. So shout out to Teresa.
Yeah.
And she recently had surgery, so she's not able to drive. She's over in Montana.
Oh no.
I'm
So,
wearing
yeah.
her earrings.
Oh, good. So she's with us in
She's with
spirit
us
and
in
via
spirit.
earring.
Oh, nice, nice.
Well,
Nice.
just so you know, Paula, I did meet with David Bergman, and he's going to help with the sound because I'll be
Yay.
obviously busy up in Colville playing a gig. But I'm going to come down about noon and start setting up the sound system and sound check some things and have it kind of
Nice.
roughly together. And then David and Chuck will be able to dress the rest of it. So
Awesome. Thank you.
We
Yep,
got
yep.
this. We got this.
I was talking to Cerrigan, and we were cracking up because we would go to a gig and we'd have an hour to set up. And so we'd get everything set up and we'd get all of our stuff. And the bards, we had 4 guitars and drums and keyboards. I had a harp at one point. So it was a big deal for us to get all of our gear in there. And Craig, you're so good. You're like, what time are you going to set up? And I'm thinking, well, we would set up in 20 minutes, man. We'd be like, okay, we're here. And he's like, I'd get there at noon. I'm like, oh, wow, we never did that. We never
Well,
had
and
the
the
space that early.
the reason I do that is I think it's important that everybody break for a meal before the performance, and you need a little time for the food to settle. So it's you shouldn't be rushed to eat and then perform.
I agree.
Yeah.
And so that way you just give yourself a little bit of extra time, and then if there is a technical issue, us say Will or myself would kind of wait to eat so that we could make sure to get that addressed before we went, because when you're dealing with a live broadcast, there's a lot of variables that aren't like a normal performance.
Yeah.
And you need to sometimes you get just a hum noise or something that's just it's going to really make the whole thing not come through very well. So you gotta find that out. And sometimes it's just a ground that's bad, but you gotta find out where it is.
You're going to get along real well with Michael Brown.
I was just going to say, yeah. You guys are going to descend into techie land, and we're going to be like, okay, emerge at some point.
Well, even when talking about eating, sometimes when I do my daily announcements and stuff, and I can tell because sometimes you get done with the morning show, I'm hungry, I want to go eat something, and then I have to record, and it's like, man, I can't
speak.
I can't hardly speak. I
Yeah.
can't think. I hear it in my voice when my stomach's full. It's
Right? Which is
I
why
can't imagine going up
think,
and doing
right,
a
Craig, he should have an
performance.
assortment of breakfast items. Some fresh fruit, some pastries. Right? There should be an array for the morning show.
It'd be cool if we had a sponsor that would come and set that stuff up every day.
Oh my God,
and
that
we
would be
could
so cool.
We could have it featured on camera with us.
Look
and-
at what they did for us today.
Yeah, right?
Nice.
Right? Well, we would have to be careful with the FCC rules, what we do over the air with that. But, we can have signs up.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So Kerrigan, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us where you're from.
I was born in Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
I
Very
live
nice.
in Mukilteo, Washington now.
Okay. So you've been a musician your pretty much your whole what age did you start performing?
You know, it's funny. People ask me that a lot, and I honestly think what hit me was singing choir. I was in Catholic school.
Yeah.
And I sang choir a lot. And one of the nuns said, "She's got a future. Her voice is really something." And they wanted me to go to a music school, and my parents would not pursue that. It was just too much money at the time.
Yeah.
And then my brother started playing guitar, and my dad had always played guitar. And so then I had to play guitar, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice. I know my sister played trumpet. I always wanted to play band, but again, even in school, my parents were like, sports or music, you got to pick one. So, yeah, and I picked sports. I wish I would have gone with music because,
Right?
you see how much I play football today.
I know. You could be playing a trumpet right now.
Not that I haven't had ample chance to learn, but
Exactly.
I always wanted to play guitar. Even that very guitar sitting right there, I used to schlep that thing around with me for about a year and a half in elementary school and never learned to play it. I just brought it around hoping
So you
that
looked cool.
Yeah, I looked cool, and I was trying to learn it. I took lessons. I signed up for lessons, but it was that guitar is massive, and in my little elementary school hands, I couldn't play it. So
Oh, how funny.
Yeah, I know. Most of the guitars I was playing when I was on stage with the Bards were way too big for me. They didn't make parlor guitars when I was playing. And I have to use these great big, and I had an Ovation that kept slipping off my lap.
Oh yeah, with the round back.
Yeah.
And that's what that one is actually an Applause. I believe it's made by Ovation. It's their student model. So yeah, and that thing, and it's twice as wide as an Ovation. So it really have a hard time, especially as a kid, hold on to that. Now you were telling me a little bit about this beautiful piece, this guitar you have here.
This is my birthday present.
Yeah.
My boyfriend and I went in on this guitar because it's a little bit of money, but it's a Taylor Mini SG. It's made with a koa wood from Hawaii, and they don't cut down trees; they strip the bark off and they regrow. And
nice.
it's that matters a lot to me. I'm extremely environmental.
Yeah.
And the darker the grain on the guitar, the deeper the sound when you play. And when I saw this, I was just like, "That's it.
Nice.
I'm buying this guitar."
Craig, do you know this stuff? Are you taking notes?
Yeah, I was actually.
Oh, I'm sure you've heard of Taylor.
Oh yeah, Taylor, absolutely, and a parlor guitar and the koa wood. Is that what you said?
Koa.
Yeah, koa. Yep.
You can pick it up over your head, which you can't do that with very many guitars.
Yeah.
I love that you can actually feel the wood grain on it, and it's really got a nice feel. It feels almost rustic, but
Oh, it's beautiful.
When you play it, it hums against your chest, which is a really unusual feeling when you play a guitar.
Very nice.
Yeah, and I like that when a guitar does that because you can actually hear whether it's in tune or not, or you feel whether it's in tune, not just hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I want to talk. So when did you guys start playing together as a band? How did that happen? I know you said you came on about a year later after the band started. I want to hear a little bit about the history of what we're about to hear on Saturday.
Well,
And this is for both of you.
Yeah, well, we started, there was a group in Seattle that was getting together, and I can't remember, it was some weird name. It was like Choral Singers or some, community choral, something weird. It was a really bizarre name. And then the leadership changed. That's when I took over. And we didn't really have a name. And I put out a post saying, okay, looking for people to sing with. We're not doing anything serious. We're just getting together. And we were meeting in an office. That was Trista's office. Remember? We were in the office at Trista's work. And we would just sing. And then after we had been together singing other people's music and doing things for about a year, we decided we needed an actual name. We needed something that we could identify with. And we had all of these crazy names. We had oh my gosh, we had a list of 12 names that we'd come up with. And I mean, they were out there. I wish I could remember them. We had them up on our website forever. And we ended up on selecting Bards of the Coad. Coad is the symbol in the Ogham rune set. And it's a place of sanctuary. It's a place of learning and music, and it's a garden. It's a sacred garden. And we're like, what better place for music to be created than the Coad, than this beautiful sacred garden? So we are the Bards of the Coad.
Nice.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
Nice. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
So very, very cool. And of course, the Ogham rune set is the runes that you would find all over the British Isles, all over Ireland and Scotland and all around that whole area, Wales and that area. You'll see them carved into stones. And unlike Elder Futhark runes, the Ogham rune set is a staff. So it's usually a vertical staff, and then the hash marks and dashes are put off that main staff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, you're right over there?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I'm sliding in the stool.
Oh, no.
Okay.
All right.
Do
So
we?
yes.
Do we want to? There's a more comfortable chair there that actually has a proper back. If you would rather switch to that,
I'm
okay.
good. I'm good. I just
Okay.
have to get.
She's like
Okay,
wedged up
sorry.
against the wall.
Sorry.
I'm a little person. I have to really launch myself in.
Oh, I love
Sometimes the stool can be a slippery slope.
it.
Right.
Well, it's twisting, and I was not expecting that.
Oh, so it is on wheels too, and it turns.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's why. Well, no, but I just realized what's going on.
She's slowly inching forward.
I'm inching forward.
I should have given you my
fun.
stool. I can maybe while you're talking, we'll go ahead and switch out
And
stools.
switch out. We will see. Well, I don't have anything else to say. I'm so excited to sing with Cerrigan.
Well, I do have something else to say because Paula really pushed me hard. I was a background singer with the band, and I just joined and decided I wanted to sing for fun, to have some fun. And I was looking for a community, and I was singing nothing but backup harmony. And Paula's like going, "You can sing.
Yeah.
Why don't you sing more?" And I don't believe in my heart of hearts that I would have ever gotten as far as I did without the support of Paula and the rest of the bards.
Yeah. We know talent when we see it, and it was just like, oh my gosh, you have such a gift. Your lyrics are phenomenal. Your creativity. I mean, just talk about an authentic folk singer, an authentic, just real folk singer.
Well, for me, excuse me, people, I'm having a heck of a time here. For me, I don't sing or play anything I don't feel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a very emotional songwriter. I'm a very emotional singer, and and that's just the way it is. So I don't write all the time. I don't sing all the time. It's when I feel motivated to do so.
And
Nice.
moved, yeah.
And moved, yeah.
Very
Want me to
nice.
hold it?
No.
Oh, sorry. We had to do a
Well,
little
on
last
the-
minute.
We're
rearranging.
back.
So
this
Paula,
is higher.
you are like me, where I enable music.
Mm-hmm.
I encourage people to get outside their comfort zone and express themselves through music because I think it's great therapy and it's a great way to bring people together.
Yeah.
But I had no self-confidence. And if they hadn't been there talking to me, I started writing music. I started singing forefront for the band. I started doing a lot of the lead singing. I had no confidence whatsoever. So they pushed me to the point where, heck, now I do open mic in front of 30 or 40 people.
Yeah.
And that would have never happened without them. So I am
Aw.
deeply grateful.
Oh.
Yeah, and that audience of 30 or 40 people that are very attentive is probably one of the hardest to do, I think. I mean, it's great when you can do it, but to get to that point is very it gets the nerves going for sure.
You play your own music and they don't want to hear it. They want to sing songs with you. They want to sit with you and engage. So I started doing songs by Linda Ronstadt, Bonnie Raitt, all that kind of stuff at open mic. And now they sing with me.
Nice.
But they don't hear
Right.
my original music.
Well, no, you were saying last night that
I'm slowly.
right.
yeah.
You do a cover tune, and then you do an original, and then a cover tune, and an original, and they're waiting for songs they recognize, so they stay. And then, right, you were telling me last night a guy came up to you and said that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
When he listened to your set, so amazing.
Well, but again, when you
Yeah.
play open mic, and I don't know, Craig, if you've ever found this to be true, but people want to hear music that they know.
Yes,
I
correct.
played up on stage and played my music, and they're talking away and chatting, visiting, because they don't know that music. So, and if the venue is smaller, that would be one thing probably. But in general, people want to sing with you. It's normal.
I've
So
heard
yeah,
that a lot.
it is
I'm-
normal, and I just want to. Paul Thorne, a musician that I've been following for a while, and I actually got reintroduced to him listening to KCHW last night. One of his songs came up on the Acoustic Cafe, and I was like, "Oh yeah, Paul Thorne, I love that guy." But he said this thing, and it really sunk in, is that when you're, and this goes with life too, when you're playing in front of an audience, and they don't care, they're not paying attention to you or anything like that, do your songs, sing your songs, and then as soon as you're able to, get out of there. And that's the same thing that has to do with conversation, because like sometimes you're in a conversation and you're not, the person is not listening to anything you say, and they're just getting their agenda. And it's like, if you're in those situations, it's like, recognize it, get done with what you got to do, and get out of there.
Yeah.
But you
It's
see, I
like-
do just the opposite when I have that kind of an audience, because I just get lost in the music and I
Mhm.
don't even see them.
Nice.
It's like
Right.
they're not really there, and so then I'm just playing.
Yeah. I've
Well,
always
I think
been-
it's good to put yourself in that place, like when you're rehearsing a song, and whether somebody's listening to you or not, you're in the same space. So when you go through that song, it's like you're in the zone,
That's
just
what I
like
meant. Yeah,
an
it's a
athlete.
zone.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah,
someone
that's-
say to me, "You don't look at people when you're on stage. You're looking out." I go, "I don't see people when I'm on stage." You don't. When you start playing, he's right. You zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you start looking at what people are doing, it's going to be a distraction, and it'll cause you to make a mistake. But if you're in the zone and you're just focusing on playing your song and singing it with the most intent that you can, that's where you are. You know, you're back to that place when you wrote that song, and
Yeah.
that's
Every
Yeah.
time. Every time.
every time. Yep.
When it comes to, like the original versus cover, I've always been a big fan. I would rather hear an original personally. Or I do love a good cover, but I really love it when a band will reimagine a cover and do it in their own way, because that's just special.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I remember back in the day, my earlier days, would hang out at the bar, and there was this band, the biggest bar in Anchorage, called Eddinger, and unfortunately the lead singer got in a car accident and passed away. But they're a phenomenal band. I mean, like world class band, and they were the house band. They would play 5 nights a week. It was pretty much an 8 to 5 job for them. But they almost exclusively played covers, and I used to get so frustrated. I knew the guys from the band a little bit, and I'd be like, "Man, why don't you guys ever play your original song?" I heard a couple of their songs, and they're phenomenal, amazing band. I'm like,
Wow.
"You guys could be famous. You guys are so
Yeah.
good. Why do you just play covers?" And they're like, "Because the same thing when we're playing in a bar, people don't want to hear our music. They don't care. They want to have background music that they can sing along with and dance to, that they
Yeah.
know what's coming next."
Mhm.
So and that's what they got hired for, is to
And
to
it's
be a
true
cover
though.
band. Yeah.
And you can get. I used to get upset about it, and now it's
Mhm.
like, one of the places that I played, the lady tried very hard to bring out. One night she brought us all together for a showcase, the songwriters that played
Right.
at open mic, and she wanted to see if people would come and listen to just our music. There was four of us, and we did half-hour sets.
Right.
It was for charity.
Mhm.
I did mine for St. Mary's in Seattle, which was really sweet because I made about $150. I was feeling pretty good about that.
Oh, nice.
But
Yeah.
the deal was that she was giving us a chance to showcase in this place. We play normal songs all the time that people like to sing. Nobody showed up. There must have been 7 or 8 people in that place, and it's usually 30 or 40.
Yeah.
So that told me something about what people think. You
Right.
know,
What they want to listen to.
Hmm.
Well, speaking of original music, you want
Yes.
to do something?
I'm open. We've
Awesome.
been
What do you
singing
wanna
and
do?
playing a lot, Paula.
Right?
I would love to hear it.
Which one?
Tell us what you guys are gonna do.
I'd like Paula to make up her mind.
Oh, I have to make the mind up.
Oh man.
Let's do Ever After.
That's what I thought you'd say.
Yep.
That's what I thought you'd say.
And really quick before you guys get started, Paula, you've been on the show for a while now.
They did
Right?
what
A
she
year?
sang.
Not even a year. A year?
I'm not sure when it is, but this is your first time performing.
I know.
On
I'm
the
so
air.
excited.
So
You guys,
congratulations.
Paula can sing, man. She can sing.
She was in here with Zach Pass, and she sung us a song after the show, and I'm not even kidding. Goosebumps.
Aw, thank you.
Goosebumps. Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Did you see me? You saw
That's
me
my
tearing
favorite.
up when she was singing, didn't you?
Yeah. Zach did
No,
too.
that's awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you, Craig.
Which did you sing?
Yeah.
What did you sing?
Darkness Falls.
Oh, yes. I tear up when I sing that song, too.
Oh.
So we'll do a song called Ever After.
Okay.
Now
Here
we're
we go.
out of key. Hold on.
We have to tune.
This is the tuning portion of the show.
Right?
Tune in to tune
See,
up.
that just does not sound right to me. Hold on, guys.
That's
Sounded like the A was a little flat too.
that's the thing with live radio. No sound checks.
That just doesn't sound right to me. Because I've got I imagine it's because I have earphones on. I can't hear. Does that sound
Oh.
right?
Sounds pretty good. The headphones you'll really be able to hear it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I can't tell if I'm on key or not.
Oh.
You might Paula turn up maybe her headphones a little bit so she can really hear that guitar coming
Oh,
through.
I can't hear anything coming through. The guitar isn't coming through at all.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. It needs to come through your headphones. So Paula, can you turn up her headphone a little bit?
I just turned them up.
Get that mic a little closer to the guitar, please.
There you go.
Moonchild with a heart of gold, an iron will and a spark of fire to hold. You'll never be truly whole. So weave a word crafted, a gift of vision and a touch of ever after. Why are you so alone? You give and you take and you give without measure. Your words are your map and your songs are your treasure. Hope springs from another time. Hope springs. Happily ever after's always on your mind, but so far out of reach. Who will walk across water? Who will hold out their hands to fortune's daughter? Promises no one could keep. You give and you take and you give without measure. Your words are your map and your songs are your treasure. Give and you take and you give without measure. Your words are your map and your songs are your treasure. Moonchild with a heart of gold, an iron will and a spark of fire to hold. We'll never be truly whole. So we've a word crafted, a gift of vision and a touch of ever after. Why are we so alone? We give and we take and we give without measure. Our words are our map and our songs are our treasure. We give and we take and we give without measure. Our words are our songs and our homes are our treasure. That was fun.
Yay!
Very nice.
That was fun. That's an old song. I wrote that back in 2007. It's an old tune.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So, what? I was listening to the lyrics. Tell us a little bit about the history of the song. Where did it come from? What was the motivation behind it?
I finally realized I was a writer. Paula was telling me, write.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can write. And so it was word crafter, you know, and Paula was always calling me Moonchild.
Yes, yes.
And a good friend of mine referred to me as a wordsmith, word crafter. And I thought,
Yeah.
that pretty much is who I am.
Yeah.
So I started writing the song because I'm a loner in a lot of ways, more than people would think, because I'm a writer and a songwriter. So I was writing this song about how we just never quite get where we're trying to get sometimes,
Right.
You just don't know. So I portrayed it in music.
Nice. Very nice. Now I want to talk of something. One of your albums has had some recent a little tick up, right? Wasn't there something about a Canadian?
I have no idea what you're saying. Yeah.
No, I thought recently you had one of your albums or one of your older songs was sort of making some.
From my song.
Yes.
Oh, he's talking about you.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
sorry. I thought that was from this project.
No,
Okay.
international. So there's a radio station out of Canada, and it's an international radio station. And a couple of months ago, one of the songs from my album, because I have a solo album out, it's 9 songs and classified as world music, and one of my songs was top 20.
Okay.
And so, yeah, really, really cool.
That is very
Paula
cool.
kept
That
her
is very
music.
cool.
Paula kept her music out there. Good for her.
Right?
Right?
So how long has it been since you guys have performed together?
14 years.
Yeah.
No, I know how long has it been since the last time you performed?
14 years.
Oh, so it's been a long time.
Yeah, we left Seattle when Xander was a little over a year old. And so the last time we performed together was right before we did a performance at Women of Wisdom Foundation. And that was the last performance before we left.
And Paula came to see me last summer, and we played all into the night. So we got some practice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But we haven't performed together in years. That's why this is such a big deal. Because it's with the Bards. I've always sung with my family, but it wasn't until the Bards that I really was like, oh my gosh, I can write music, I can sing. And they helped me. Karen says I pushed her, but the Bards helped me find my voice.
Yeah.
And it was just, I'd go and, Michael Brown, hey, I got another song. Let's do this. And he'd look at me and shake his head and say, Paula, you wrote another rock song and we're an acoustic band. And I'm like, yeah, but it's really cool. And then, we would do all this other stuff. At one point, we had chance. At one point, we were performing underneath a spring, right, the Mayday pole. Remember?
I absolutely remember.
They stuck us underneath. So, a Mayday pole, they have the ribbons and they're dancing.
Yeah, yeah.
So they stuck us under the pole.
So Paula wrote a song.
So I had to write a song to help them keep the beat and, kind of have fun with all that Mayday spring shenanigans. And we had a lot of fun. But at one point, the ribbons got so low that we were about to be decapitated. So they had to stop the dance and then move us out from under the ribbons. And then we had to start up again. Yeah, so just the funniest. We found ourselves in the funniest places.
We had a lot of fun, though.
Yeah.
We did a lot of gigs, and a lot of them were outdoor. And I thoroughly enjoyed that myself.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
we played to nature, too. I played at Wolf Haven. I played for the Wolves.
Yeah,
we played at Wolf Haven, and they howled
Haven.
at the end of our performance.
Like you actually played for Wolves?
Well,
I
Wolf
was.
Haven in southern, what is it? They're like outside of Olympia, right?
Tenino, Washington.
Yeah.
And I wanted to hear the wolves howl so desperately, and they finally did when we finished our set.
Oh.
There weren't very many people, but
Yeah.
people would come through because it's a tourist type
Yeah.
place to go
Right.
see the wolves. So
Right. And then we were hired to do, there was a group that was doing a retreat and they were doing some performance art and they asked us to be part of their performance art. And so we wrote a custom song for that.
Yep.
And so, yeah, we had a lot of fun. People would say, hey, I need something for this. And we'd be like, okay,
We
and
can write
one
that.
of us would write something and then we'd go. So just tons of fun. I don't think we ever made any money. I think maybe we got paid once.
yeah, well, I've never made any money
Yeah.
at what I do.
And it's so funny. We were laughing at the beautiful stage
It's like
we
working
have
in
here.
public radio.
Well, seriously, it's so funny
Yeah.
because
It's just-
at the Otis Cafe down in Seattle, there were 7 bards at that time, and we're all crammed onto a teeny tiny little stage.
Little tiny stage.
It was hysterical.
Oh, it was
and of
fun.
course, Craig, like you were saying, people are drinking their coffee, they're
Mm-hmm.
talking, they're chatting. Nobody is paying attention to us, and we're literally like this, standing next to each other, crammed into this tiny stage.
There's a picture. It's very funny.
It is hysterical. We're like, oh man, yeah, we've been in some interesting places.
But I did want to also comment on the fact that Paula forced me to do something called an estafade, which is a contest where you win a bardic chair in England. And because we were involved with
A bardic.
Yeah, with the British Druid Order.
British Druid
Yeah,
Order.
and so an Eisteddfod is a competition of the arts, and they have big Eisteddfods in the UK.
In the UK.
And they have thousands of participants, and Dan the Bard and a lot of other really well-named musicians perform and win.
Okay.
And so I started an Eisteddfod in Seattle, and Karen performed, and she won.
And I won a title.
Mm-hmm.
So I literally am a bard.
Mm-hmm.
And it just throws me. I think about that sometimes.
That's
Somewhere
incredible.
in England, I'm a bard.
Yeah.
That was going to be my question. Was a bardic chair, is that a position, or is that
It's a
something
title.
that's
It's a
mailed
title.
to you? Yeah.
And I am Irish. So
Yeah.
it's
like,
kind of cool.
I was like, we should have a bardic chair for you to sit in here.
I know, right?
Oh,
It should
this
be
is
really
much-
elaborate and made of vines. And
This is much nicer, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I give you my stool. It's a good one.
You want to do Phoenix next?
Yes.
No,
Well, no, I'm just learning this new one that I haven't played for a long time, but I think I can do it.
Right, so we're trying to give you a little bit of variety, but Michael Brown usually plays guitar for this
I
song.
can do it. I just warning people ahead of time that this is
She's
a rough.
awesome.
All right, let me get it going.
Okay.
Phoenix is rising out of the flames. The phoenix is flying and casting off flame in a fiery might of explosive light. The phoenix is rising again with the bombs of war and destruction around, with the bombs of emotion tossed to the ground. Through this floods of phoenix creation's chaos, the phoenix is flying again.
Alive again, rising from the ashes of my sordid past. I'm flying again,
Headed towards the morning and my lives are past, and here I go. Each night a review of times long ago. Each night an accounting of things to explore. To find a balance, find a way to move along. The phoenix is rising again. I wake up and jump up and attack the day. It's all I can do since I found a way. With determination, contemplation, heart and hope, the phoenix is flying again.
alive again, rising from the ashes of my sordid past. I'm flying again,
Headed towards the morning and my life's repast, and here I go. Here I go. Renewal occurs with the phoenix's birth, embracing the fire, knowing its worth. The past is a part of life, it's always there, but the phoenix is rising again. Oh yes, I'm flying again.
alive again, rising from the ashes of my sordid past. I'm flying again,
Headed towards the morning and my life's repast, and I said,
oh, alive again, rising from the ashes of my sordid past. Oh, I'm flying again,
headed towards the morning and my life's repast, and here I go. Yeah, here I go. Ooh, ooh, ooh,
Paula wrote that, by the way.
Nice. Well, you're right there.
Dying over here,
Right?
dying.
Right?
Right?
No, it takes a drink. Water.
We're gonna.
You need water, Paula. Water.
I'm hoping that's allergies.
It's allergies.
Oh,
it's
she's-
allergies. I'll
It's
be
allergies.
fine. I'll be fine.
She has to be fine. I can't get sick.
Right.
right.
That was beautiful. So, what we're gonna hear tomorrow night are most of these your songs that you've written, or
No, it's going to be a mix. Again,
Okay.
Michael Brown, Daniel, Karen, and I all wrote songs.
Yeah, we all wrote
And
songs.
so
Very
Michael
cool.
has a rock, blues, R&B background. Daniel, of course, is a heavy metal rocker. You know Daniel. Karen is a folk singer. And then I would write the stuff in between. I write Celtic ballads. I've written chants. I've written Native American songs.
Yeah, Celtic ballads.
Yeah.
I've written all, rock songs, all kinds of different things. So it's going to be a real eclectic mix. And, of course, that's what made the Bard so awesome is each one of us would bring something to the table, and then we'd be like, okay, and then we would all contribute to the overall sound of the song. Karen is a phenomenal harmony wizard. She always finds amazing harmonies. And then Michael Brown is so funny. He plays with such energy and such like verve. I don't know what else is a better word to describe Michael Brown.
He
'cause
gets
he's just-
lost in the music.
He does. He
Yeah.
just is up there and he's got his eyes closed and his shoulders are bouncing. And I mean, he's just in it and he loves
Nice.
it. And he just gets lost in the harmonies and the sound. So he actually has us doing some of his older stuff. Winter is You and Green. And what's so funny, I think it's Winter is You is the one that Karen and I pretend like we're like do rocks. We're like doing this.
She wants me to
Right?
do this because she has pictures of me dancing around in a circle.
Right? It's awesome. We have so much fun. And so Daniel joined the group, and actually Daniel was invited to join the group by the Bards. I did not invite my
Yeah, we
husband
didn't.
to be part of the group.
Yeah.
And the
Daniel's
Bards were
a
like,
phenomenal songwriter too.
Yeah.
I mean, he writes with real intent.
yeah.
He's
So-
not afraid to speak out.
no?
Yeah.
Daniel is not.
No, he's
Never
not.
has been.
Well,
no.
when
Right?
he writes, he's exactly the same.
Right?
Yeah.
I love it. So was Daniel a part of the original? Daniel was not part of the original group, right?
He joined at the last 3 years.
Okay. So he was
Daniel
with you
and
guys
I
for a
met
while.
at the beginning of 2007, and so he was there from 2007 to 2011.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 4 years.
Yeah.
We mostly hit our prime then in the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
That's when we were doing. You start out and you're messing around.
Kind of
and then
having fun.
you get to the
Yeah.
point where you know
Yeah.
you're doing really good. Well, we
And then-
recorded a CD.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, so the Bards of the Coed is out there. It's on all the streaming platforms. And there's a good selection of different music. You'll hear Teresa on that. Teresa did Numbers. I wrote that song for her. And so she gets to be featured in Dragon and the Phoenix and Numbers and one other song. And then Karen's Search for Beauty will be doing that tomorrow. And Karen's Ever After. Is it Ever After or Hush on the album?
Hush. They're all on. Ever After
Yeah.
and Hush are both. All of them are on.
Yeah, and then
Nice.
Michael Brown has Hopeful People, and that's a real upbeat, amazing tune. And I think Winter is on the album. Let me check. I can look it up.
Look it up.
Right?
So I know I kind of love the story. So originally I know it's spelled Cerrigan, and she says Karen. Is it pronounced
My name
Karen?
is Karen.
Karen. Okay.
But
okay.
I
Thank you.
started, as we all know, we take different personas dealing with spiritual nature.
Right.
And I chose Cerrigan as my name. And I decided, and when I started performing, I go, I'm going to use that, for a performance name.
Yeah.
Because it was a spiritual connection for me.
Nice.
And then people see me as somebody else than Karen.
Yeah.
Because you know how people love the name Karen.
Oh yeah. Don't be a Karen.
Oh my
Unless you're
gosh,
this
right?
Karen, right?
I hated when that became a thing. I'm like, no, my best friend is Karen, and she's awesome.
No. So the point I was getting at, and forgive me if I'm wrong here, but so you were coming to visit, just sort of to have a friendly visit and come by.
Yeah.
And then I know she had asked about playing here, and then it became another band member was like, "Hey, you guys are playing at a radio station?" And then
shocked.
and then now it's a full.
Now it's
other-
a thing. Well, we put it out there. We're like, hey, Karen's gonna be here, and then Mike was like, well, I'll be in Chelan. I can drive over, and it was like, oh, we're gonna have Karen and Mike.
And we
then-
tried to get Teresa, but she just
Yeah.
had surgery. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Then it became a thing. Then I'm like, whoa.
Well, I didn't know
That's
this
awesome.
was happening.
That's awesome.
I did not know this was happening until the last minute.
But, that's one thing I love about this job. You speak to musicians, and they're like, "Playing a radio station live on the air? Yes, please."
Right?
Oh, and
The-
Paula, that chant "Forgiven."
Yeah.
I wrote this chant for a friend, and it's a beautiful chant. But I wrote it for a friend, and every member of my family has passed away: my brother, my mother, and my father. And every funeral, I have sang that chant.
We should do
Did you know that?
Yeah.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
I would love to hear it.
Oh, boy. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do it.
Do you have another one you'd rather do?
No, I can do it. I sang it at
this is-
funerals.
That's-
Just give me
yeah.
a second.
And this is actually one that I've taken. Karen gave me permission when I went over to Egypt and Jordan and Lebanon and around the world. I sang Forgiven.
Yeah.
And it's such a gift because it's a song that it says, it's okay if you're not perfect. It's okay if stuff happens. You're forgiven.
Yeah.
In the arms of the sacred, you are forgiven.
Right, and
always
for a
forgiven.
funeral, for me, it was my family.
Yeah.
And in Catholic churches, I sang this song, which wasn't really set up for that. But the priest asked me if he could use it in other instances. He asked my permission.
Oh, wow.
And I said, because it's the same church that we go to the funerals, that's how it works with family. And I knew the priest, and I said, that's perfectly fine with me.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what religion you are.
No.
Okay, give me 1 second here.
Dead airtime. Dun, dun, dun.
That's okay.
We are not perfect, we're only human. We make mistakes, every man, child, and woman. All things must pass, so it is written in the arms of the sacred. All is forgiven. We are not perfect, we're only human. We make mistakes, every man, child, and woman. All things must pass, so it is written in the arms of the sacred. All is forgiven. We are not perfect, we're only human. We make mistakes, every man, child, and woman. All things must pass, so it is written in the arms of the sacred. All is forgiven. We are not perfect, we're only human. We make mistakes, every man, child, and woman. All things must pass, so it is written in the arms of the sacred. All is forgiven.
Very nice.
Isn't that fun?
You guys really nailed that. You hit that harmony there towards the end. It was.
Yeah.
The room changed. That was great.
That song is such a gift because
Yeah.
I know when I've been going through hard times and I feel like I've failed or I'm not accomplishing anything or I'm, there's times where you're like, oh gosh. And just being able to sing that song and go into that quiet space and be like, it's okay. It's okay. All is going to pass. All is forgiven.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
I only feel like that on days that end in Y. Yeah. I only feel days I eat food. That's the days that I feel.
There you go.
So you saw all the songs are on there we do, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
Very
Paula's
nice.
pulling up I was listening to the CD the last few days so I can remember all these songs. I can't play that one, I'm sorry.
No. I'm going through them.
I know.
But yeah, so we have, if you go to YouTube or you go to any of your streaming, we have 11 songs, 12 songs.
What are you doing there, Craig?
Pointing at Chihuahua Got Talent.
Oh, thank
I
you.
know, right?
Thank you. I was like, what's going on? Craig, are you okay?
I lost the other people. It's just you and I, Chuck. I hear voices.
Oh, because I'm on the wrong camera feed.
It's on
Sorry
the
about
wrong
that, everybody.
camera feed. What's going on?
I can't do anything from where I'm at. I can just point and talk.
Well, and apparently I had a CD once, but now it's gone.
Oh,
I can't find it.
No, I have a CD that was out, and then I guess I didn't keep paying royalties. I don't know what I did wrong, but they never contacted me to continue paying for it. But it's no longer online. But I used to be on all the streaming I used to be on the streaming services too.
I used to be somebody.
I used to be somebody.
You still are.
Yeah.
You still are.
No, I mean I didn't realize it. So now
Yeah.
music's not there anymore.
Oh, maybe we can get that back up again.
Yeah.
So really quick, we are about out of time for the show. Do you guys have another one that you want to take us out with, or?
Yeah, we can do Hush.
Okay, really quick though, before we get there, let me go ahead and do my little spiel, and then we'll just let you guys take us out to the end of the show.
Okay.
All right. So this has been the KCHW Morning Show. Thank you everybody so much for tuning in. Everybody out there on the air, online. Everybody, we've had a lot of comments. Thank you to Lily Moon, Catherine Patton, Daniel, Will, everybody that commenting on this show, don't forget signups for Chula's Got Talent are out there. I'm going to get some more stuff in your face here later this afternoon before I head into Spokane. Also, stay tuned right here tonight on KCHW from 6 to 8 p.m. for the best classic rock and more with Old Man Mark live in the studio. 8 to 10 p.m. we have the psychedelic era with the Hermit. Then we're going to stick around with the Hermit from 10 to 11 for Days of Confusion. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend out there. Everybody come out to the citywide cleanup tomorrow morning, 8 p.m. in the Napa parking lot. Also, those dumpsters are going to be out in front of the city hall after that. Come on out. Let's get our city cleaned up. Come out tomorrow night, Bards of the Coed, right here at the KCHW Theater. And don't forget, to the Secret Garden Gala is also happening at the Colville Ag Center with Craig and DeBratz.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's a lot of great
going on.
There's a lot of stuff going on this weekend. So get out and about. Don't stay home. If you do, that's okay, too. But we love to see your face out and about. So without further ado, we want to thank you all for listening. And we have Bards of the Coeds taking us out with Hush.
Oh, Hush. I thought we were going to do the T-shirt song.
Oh, yeah, T-shirt song.
Oh, the T-shirt
We're going to do a T-shirt song.
Okay.
Well, I wrote this song, the T-shirt song. I wrote it when people started talking about, well, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. We're stuck in the middle of this mess that we're in, politically, environmentally, everything, right? And so I got kind of angry about the whole thing, and I thought, well, when the 70s, we wore T-shirts, we did be-ins, we did sit-ins, we did everything we could to stop a war. And we stopped it. And that was subtle, but we did it. So I wrote this song called the T-shirt song because I kept thinking, if people wear T-shirts that say something, they're being subtle without getting in trouble. And then we had this huge protest, and I saw all these amazing posters that just blew me away. So this song is rather appropriate for that. I've felt the need to be with people like me, those who believe in the land of the free, the ones who look long at what has been revealed and aren't afraid to show just how they feel. Well, everyone wore T-shirts and some lifted me up. Everyone wore T-shirts, talking's not good enough. Everyone wore T-shirts and some lifted me up. Everyone wore T-shirts 'cause it's time to speak up. Some said it's time to pray. Some said it'll be okay. Some said a strong cup of coffee can really make your day. Some said save your soul. Some said let's rock and roll. Some said plant your seeds, sisters, and watch them grow. Everyone wore T-shirts and some lifted me up. Everyone wore T-shirts 'cause talking's not good enough. Everyone wore T-shirts and some lifted me up. Everyone wore T-shirts 'cause it's time to speak up. Some said, praise the Lord. Some said, baby on board. Some said, believe in yourself is its own reward. Some say it's time for peace. Some said, let it be. One said, what's out of sight is never out of reach. Whoa, everybody wore T-shirts and some lifted me up. Everybody wore T-shirts 'cause talking's not good enough. Everyone wore T-shirts and some lifted me up. Everyone wore T-shirts 'cause it's time to speak up. Depression comes from deep within, they say. So carry your protest signs every day, 'cause that's something they can't take away. And the world will know that you got something to say. Oh, everybody wore T-shirts and some lifted me up. Everybody wore T-shirts 'cause talking's not good enough. Everybody wore T-shirts and some lifted me up. Everybody wore T-shirts 'cause it's time to So don't be afraid to speak up.
Thank you guys for coming out today. This has been the KCHW Morning Show right here on KCHW 102.7 Northern Lights Public Radio.
It's 9:06.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light.